Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I got a very exciting one for you today. I am looking at the new core set for Arkham Horror, the card game, one of my top 3 games of all time. I'm saying top 3 because I think Exceed is still number 1, and I've been playing so much Summoner Wars 2nd edition with my son recently, that might be number 2. But either way, Arkham Horror is awesome. And yeah, we're going to look at what this new core set has to offer. I'm going to play through the first scenario of the new 3-scenario campaign, and also just talk a bit about the stuff we've got here. And disclaimer, they sent me a review copy of the new core set and a bunch of swag stuff. I'll show a bit of that as well. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else, including for this month, my second bonus video is going to be the next scenario. So if you like what you see in the Brethren of Ash and want to see how it continues, go ahead and check out the Patreon to see the rest of the story. So the new core set, we've got new tokens. They've got this new one, which is an alternative to using the investigator cards. They do still have, let me grab them, the investigator cards in here, but now you can just use these tokens, and when you flip them over, they go to like a little dark flashlight to show you've taken your turn. Oh wait, I buried the lead. They've also now added different connector tokens, although are they all just a double connection? Oh, there we go. If you flip them over, they become a one-way connection. So this is nice to help you organize your locations in the game and where you can move. And then they've got 5 new investigators. They've got Trish Scarborough. But it's weird, so they have characters that have been in the previous game, but they're a little bit different. So Trish has, as an additional action each turn, she can evade, which I think was, Finn Edwards' ability, so they just kind of stole it from him. They've got Dexter Drake, who still basically lets you play assets for other assets, but it's like a slightly different version. For the Guardian, they've got Daniela Reyes, who still is hitting back and still has a wrench, but it's a slightly different wrench. So I don't know if you really need both characters, but they are not identical. You've got a new version of Joe Diamond, who's completely different. None of that hunch deck stuff, just a much simplified version of him. That's who I'll be playing, by the way, because he's the best true solo character they say in the set. And then thematically, this one made me really happy. They've got Isabella Barnes, who is Jenny's long-lost sister. Remember, the search for Izzy, if you're a fan of Arkham Horror and have played a lot like I have. So she's the survivor. So that's cool. And then they've got, so each of these is a deck of starter cards. Not a great deck. It's kind of like the original starter decks where they've got 1 copy each of all these things. So really, to make a stronger deck, I probably should steal from the other character. Joe is a mix of Guardian and Seeker cards. So if I really wanted to make them effective, I should probably steal the other Guardian and Seeker cards, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to play with the straight-up normal starter deck, but I'm going to play on easy difficulty to make the story a little bit easier to get through and to make sure that my terrible deck doesn't hold me back too much. But yeah, then they've got some level up cards for each class. And there are some cards that are just straight up repeats here. Look, they've got Amnesia, they've got Paranoia, they've got Relic Hunter, they've got Charisma, and some of them are slightly rebalanced. Let me show you an example. So here's the new Machete, which this was on the taboo list for quite a while, for those of you who use that optional taboo list. By the way, if you're new to Arkham Horror, sorry for all this stuff. You can probably just jump to the start of the scenario and you'll be fine. But yeah, now it says you get +1 fist for the attack, as always. If the attacked enemy is the only enemy engaged with you, the same. You may exhaust Machete to deal +1 damage. So it is a slightly weakened Machete, because you should be able to do that over and over again. But that means now they don't have to have it on the taboo list. So that's cool. But yeah, so lots of new stuff there. We've got a 3-scenario campaign. I'm going to show you that. They give you a nice bag. I can't remember what the original game came with, but here's a bag for Chaos tokens. But like I said, they also sent me a bunch of swag. So I'm using this Game Genic, I think it was. Sorry, I don't usually talk about extra components and things they send, but these are pretty cool. So look, these are acrylic tokens, really nice for the Chaos bag. The one negative is that they do not have Blessing and Curse tokens. So if you're using these, they would not play nicely with some of the old stuff. I've got all of my things in coin capsules that I bought from Amazon. But as long as you're not going to play with Blessings and Curses, this should be nice. They also sent me Game Genic acrylic connection tokens to show the connections between locations. They look great. And they sent me a player mat with spots for each of your equipment, your deck, your discard, your resources, your clues, your health, your sanity. There you go. And they sent me a big play mat for the main player board with areas for the encounter deck, agenda, act, scenario, all of that. Besides that, it's basically Arkham Horror. It's still the same thing. You got one combined rule book now, so that's nice. And you've got this section on changes from the original edition, including there's supposed to be a list of modified reprints, like cards that came back. But when I tried to look at this Arkham Grimoire online, it was not working at this moment, probably because it's still being put together. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but some cards I recognize, like the Machete, as being either reprinted or slightly changed and reused. But enough about that. Let's take Joe Diamond on easy mode into the Brethren of Ash and see what's going on with this one. A glorious rebirth. Arkham has always been a little strange. Seems like every time you read the news, there's a fresh report of some gruesome murder or sudden disappearance. A battered corpse in the waterfront district, a missing police officer in French Hill, a bloody sigil drawn in the alley behind Velma's diner. This city has had its share of crackpots and conspiracy theorists, sure, but even the most level-headed observer can't ignore the facts. There's something wrong with this city. However, most folks in Arkham don't like to dwell on the bad. In the wake of the floods 6 months ago, the city is building itself back stronger than ever, with new money pouring in from outside investors. They say everything's on the up and up, and it sure looks like it. But you know there's always something more to the story. Whatever lies ahead, you don't have to face it alone. There are others like you who have encountered similar horrors and who won't settle for easy explanations or comforting distractions. They too know there is something to the city's ancient curses and witch legends. Will you stand with them against the evils that lurk beyond mortal understanding? Or will you succumb, as so many have, to the terrors of the mythos? By the way, interestingly, the reference to the flood, I think, is talking about, what was it, the Drowned City, the last full campaign in, like, the old cycle, or whatever it's being called. That's pretty neat. All right, let's get into scenario 1, Spreading Flames. Strange things are afoot in the city of Arkham. A recent spate of fires and grisly accidents have the entire city on edge. While the Arkham Advertiser has offered a few flimsy explanations, you and your associates are not so sure. Robed figures have been sighted near these odd happenings, and your mutual friend is convinced they are to blame. You agree to meet at your friend's dormitory at Miskatonic University to try to get to the bottom of things. However, when you arrive, your friend's room is empty, and the dormitories are strangely quiet. All right, let's read the effects on our starting cards. Your friend's room is in utter disarray, but are these signs of a weary mind or of some kind of struggle? And flipping that over, we've got a 2 shroud value on the left, 2 clues for 1 investigator on the right. And as an action, I can choose an enemy at a connecting location. That enemy moves to this location and engages you. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. The dorm is quickly filling with smoke. Fire! Okay, let's look at the agenda and act. Past curfew. The campus is strangely quiet, and there is no sign of your friend. Hooded figures cross the quad as nervous students scurry under painfully bright street lamps. Okay, so as an action, I can parlay, testing 2 intelligence. If I succeed, I can discard a bystander enemy at your location. Okay, so you can talk him down sometimes. Okay, and the act, where there's smoke. You're searching for the dormitories for any sign of your friend. Okay, objective, at the end of the round, investigators may spend the requisite clues as a group to advance. Okay, and finally, looking at our scenario card on the easy standard side, a skull will be minus the act number, so currently 1. A tablet, or whatever that is, will be -1 and reveal another token. If you fail, take 1 damage. And our tentacle will be -3, and if you fail by 2 or more, draw the topmost card of fire in the encountered discard pile, but there aren't any yet. That is a card that is set out of play at the start. And let's get our initial hand. Okay, not a treachery. So we got Scene of the Crime, Vicious Blow. Again, they have like new art for some of them, but you can see these are kind of similar things. I do have a hand crank flashlight. That can give me +1 on investigation. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do the thing where I want to try to get my good assets. I'm going to discard the other 4 of these in a mulligan and try to get a weapon. Okay. I did not get a weapon, but I did get right tool for the job. Let's just look through these one at a time. And some of these, again, are reprints. Right tool for the job. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for a tool or weapon asset and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Nice. Local map for 3. I get 4 uses. And as an action, I can investigate with intelligence. I investigate a revealed connecting location. I get +1 for this investigation. And if I succeed, I can also move there. Nice. I got 2 copies of the hand crank flashlight, so I get +1 intelligence for the test when I use it. And then if I succeed, I can choose to discard the hand crank flashlight to give my location -1 shroud until the end of the round. That'd be better in multiplayer, of course. And finally, I got another good old card, Perception. I can play 1 per skill test, and if I succeed, I get to draw 1 card. Basically the same exact thing, except different part. And all right, for the moment, just like in the original starting scenario, I don't have anything I can do except take some actions to try to get these clues. Now, do I want to play right tool for the job, try to get a weapon? I think I do. So I'll spend 1 of my 5 starting resources to play this as an action. Now you look at the top 9 cards for weapon. Although, there we go. But I just realized that there's a decent chance. Yeah, I only have like single copies of all of these because, again, this is a starter, like, terrible deck. Which one do I want? Machete, again, is going to give me +1 when I attack, and I can exhaust it once per turn for +1 damage. That's great in solo. The M1911 will give me the exact same bonuses if I can get +1 damage more than once, but it only has 4 uses. I'm saying machete. Oh, and geez, I'm sorry. I didn't even talk about Joe Diamond's powers. So I've got 2 willpower, 4 intelligence, 4 strength, 2 agility. Pretty good for solo since you got to fight and investigate. And his new power is after he successfully investigates, he draws 1 card once per round. And if he draws an Elder Sign, he gets +1. And if he succeeds at the test, he gets to draw a card and gain a resource. So like I said, way easier and simpler than the original Joe Diamond, for those who know him, who had like this hunch deck of events that he could do different stuff with. But yeah, for action 2, let's just prep this turn. I will play the machete. And for action 3, the local map's not going to help me yet. I will play the hand crank, so I'm out of money. Okay, the enemy phase occurs. There is nothing going on with that. And then I get 1 resource. I draw 1 card. Oh, it's the new version of, I forget what the one was called for intelligence, but like those starting cards that would give you consistent money for stats abilities. So this one is Sharp Rhetoric. I can spend a resource to get +1 intelligence for a skill test, or +2 if it's investigation or parlay. Wow. Or I can spend a resource to get +1 willpower, +2 if it's investigation or parlay. That's really good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's better than the original, because wasn't it just 1 for 1 intelligence or 1 for 1 willpower without the extra bonus? Cool. No money to play it right now, but that's fine. All right, we are 1 out of 3 for past curfew advancing from Doom. And now we get our first encounter card. Oh, good thing I played the machete. Mutated Experiment. Okay, so he's got 3 strength, 3 life, 3 evasion agility. When this enemy is defeated, each investigator at the location takes 1 horror. And he is definitely not a bystander. He is a mutated creature, so I cannot just talk to him with the past curfew ability. All right, yeah, we know what to do to somebody like that. Let's go ahead and take our first action to attack, using the machete, of course. So I've got 5 strength versus 3. And with the easy bag, that should be enough. -1, we hit. We will exhaust the machete to deal an extra damage to this ugly. Then we'll do another action with the machete. And, God, gotta love easy mode. Well, actually, I guess I could have drawn this even in hard mode. So definitely succeed and kill him, which does deal me a horror. But I get to draw 1 card, a fedora, to put on my head. Was there a head spot originally in the game? I don't remember that. But okay, it costs 2, and it's just 1 extra health and sanity. Cool. And I get a resource. That was neat. All right, for my last action, let's actually do something. So I'm going to investigate with the hand crank flashlight for +1 intelligence, which means I'm at 5 versus 2. And okay, got 1 clue, which means I get to draw 1 card. Dude, this guy's just getting all the cards. And I got an overpower. What the heck? Maybe I shouldn't have played on easy mode. Like, yes, I only have single copies of cards, but I'm still going to kill things, it seems. And I get another resource, and I get, a fingerprint credit. I used to love this card. See, 4 for 3 uses. Exhausted and spend 1 supply. I get +1 investigation, and discover another clue. I mean, not as good in solo when there aren't going to be as many clues on locations, and also I'd have to throw away the flashlight to equip it, but maybe. I can also just use these for skill icons. I have enough cards for it. All right, past curfew is almost ready to pop, and let's see what we get now. Really? Okay, Hellhound. So 2 strength, 3 life, 4 agility. He has Hunter to chase after me. And after he attacks me during the enemy phase, which we're already past, just choosing to discard 1 asset I control. Blah. All right, fine game. I'll kill the Hellhound too. So I'm going to attack with my machete. And that was -1 for Act 1. Exhaust for 2 damage. Attack with my machete for my second action. Well, that was draw another token and take a damage if I fail, which I didn't. That's -2 total, which still gives me 5 versus 2. Or 3 versus 2, I mean. So he's done. All right, now can I investigate in peace, please? Final action. Let's pick up that clue and advance before the stupid agenda goes. What the... Okay, man. Like, what is going on? Are these acrylic tokens cheating on my behalf? I don't need this much luck. Oh, I got an allied I could play. Bodyguard. 2 life, 1 sanity, cost 3. He'll be assigned to damage dealt to other investigators at your location. When he's defeated, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. Okay. It's kind of like the guard dog, I guess. Slightly different. Okay, now I'm going to immediately choose to advance. Oh, no, never mind. It's at the end of the round. So first I go to 5 resources. I have way too many cards. Okay, Vicious Blow I want to keep. I don't think I need Fedora. I don't need a second hand crank flashlight. Okay, that gets me to 8 or 7 cards. That's good. Oh, wait, it's 8 cards. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of Exceed. That's the one that has a 7-card head. I've been playing that a lot recently. Okay, and then at the end of the round, I'll spend 2 clues. And let's see what happens. You find your friend's satchel, Scorch, with a stylized emblem of an open palm. Wherever your friend is, you imagine they didn't go willingly. As you turn to leave, you are confronted by a masked figure wreathed in flame. What the heck? As the room erupts into flames around you, they let out a chilling wail. Okay, discard each enemy in play. Well, that's not helpful. Put the set-aside dormitories and Miskatonic quad locations into play. Spawn the set-aside Servant of Flame enemy at the dormitories. And attach one set-aside copy of Fire to your friend's room. Place each other set-aside copy of Fire in the discard pile, which is going to let our tentacle, whatever it is, getting fire ability trigger now. All right, so we've got the Miskatonic quad. We can move between those freely. And we've got the dormitories. So... oh, that's plus... okay, so we can travel between these, but no direct connection between the friend's room and the dormitory. Okay, and this guy's at the dormitories. He's only got 5 life, 4 strength. I mean, I could kill him, maybe. What was the guy? The, ghoul priest. He was the one in the original starting scenario. And then let's look at this fire card. Attach fire to the nearest location without fire attached. When the investigation phase ends, each non-elite card with health of this location takes 1 direct damage. And, you can put it out with agility. I mean, not that I think I care in this case. Oh, wait a second. I just realized the friend's room is the spade. So the dormitories do connect to the friend's room, but the friend room doesn't connect back. Thank you for these one-way tokens. That would have been really annoying to remember. Oh, wait, dude, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Everything I said is wrong. The dormitories are the triangle. Mike, why are you so stupid? So this is what it looks like, and the dude is standing in my way. That makes more sense. Here's a new act. Escape the dorms. A burning apparition stands between you and the exit. You must escape the dormitories. Okay, and if each undefeated investigator is at Miskatonic quad, advance. Hint, sometimes it's better to run than to fight. I don't know, kind of think it's better to fight in this case. Well, first let's see what happens with our past curfew poppin'. The wind carries the scent of smoke from across campus. A plume of flame rises from a nearby building. In player order, each investigator tests 3 willpower, and if you fail, you take 1 horror. I mean, that's fine. I'm sure I'll fail. Yep. But I still got 5 more sanity to go. And our new agenda. The sky glows a faint orange as the flames spread. Besides that, everything's the same, and we need 5 to pop again. Now let's see our encounter card. If it's another enemy, I'm going to attack something. Extraplanar visions. Test willpower or intelligence, where X is the number of cards in your hand. We're not going to do this as well. If you fail, take 1 damage and discard 1 card at random. Yeah, I mean, I've got too many cards. So I test, and yep. Going to discard 1 card at random. Fingerprint kit, that's okay. I don't think I was going to play that. But I also take my first damage. All right. What should I do? I think I should kill this guy, right? I mean, I've got an overpower. I've got a vicious blow. I've got a bodyguard. Do I play the bodyguard? Nah, I don't think so. I think I just use it for its fist. This guy's got victory too, so if I punch him to death or stab him to death with my machete, he's going to give me a lot of stuff for the next scenario. So sure, I'll go 1 over the dormitory, bring him in. Recently renovated, the dormitories boast some of the best modern conveniences, including air conditioning, flush toilets, and a communal icebox. So modern. Okay, it's got 1 clue, 3 shroud, no victory, so I guess I don't need to do it. And as an action, I can heal 1 damage and 1 horror once per game. By the way, I could have used an action to pull the Servant of Flame into the friend's room with its engage ability, which might have been nice if I was like a good evading character, then I could have run away. But he wouldn't be affected by the fire because he's an elite enemy, so I don't think that was really worth it. Yarn, for action 2 and action 3, let's just try to kill this guy. So the worst besides the auto-fail token I can get on easy is I think a -3 with the tentacle token, or a -1 plus another token draw with the other one. So +2 should be enough. And I'm at 5 if I'm attacking with a machete versus 4. So let's start with a vicious blow to try to do 3 damage with the machete and the other thing. With +1 strength, that gets me to 6 versus 4. 0 is enough. Easy mode might have been too easy. So that's +1 damage from that, +1 damage from machete. So he's down to 2 life, but sadly I'm not going to be able to do anything to finish him off this turn. But I will attack him for my 3rd action with an overpower to draw an extra card if I succeed. And, that was -1 and draw another token. +1, so it just canceled out. Easy mode, easy mode. All right, so he is at 4 life. I get to draw an extra card. Gather intel. Fast. Play when an enemy enters your location. Draw 2 cards. Man, this is like the card drawing starter deck I've ever seen. All right, enemy phase. He beats me. Senseless. 2 damage and 2 horror. So I am, kind of close to dead. Oh, and geez, he has retaliate, so if I fail to hit him and finish him off with the next action, that could be bad. But I'm sure it will be fine. I'm at a ton of resources. And I got endurance, which is the counterpoint of the other one. And again, yep, for attack or evasion test specifically, you get +2 for each resource. Man, those are good. I mean, clearly not good enough for me to actually play right now because I'm on easy mode, but if I wasn't, that'd be useful. Okay, we're getting our first Doom on lit up. And come on, man. Cantor of Flame. Oh, he's got retaliate. 2/2/2, and he's a humanoid and a cultist. I still haven't seen any of these bystander enemies that I can theoretically parlay with. That's all right, man. Joe Diamond don't care. Let's kill some people. What do I want to attack with? I don't want to fail this here. So let's use the bodyguard and the machete. That gets me to 6 versus 4 again, discarding the bodyguard for my first action against Servant of Flame. And -2 is okay. There we go. So he is defeated, goes to our victory area for 2 victory. Get out of here, buddy. Then for my second action, I don't need to boost this at all. I'll just attack with the machete on the Cantor of Flame. Oh, that's -3, which I still succeed. 4 + 1 is 5, compared to 2, so with -3, we're okay. And the effects is if I fail by 2 or more, I get a fire from the discard pile, but nope. And I exhaust the machete, you're dead. All right, everything's coming up, Joe. In fact, so much so, let's use our last action to investigate with the hand crank flashlight, because they're not going to give me a clue unless it matters for the last location. That's a failure. Shoot. But I did not fail by 2 or more. Okay. Because it was 5 with the +1 from the hand crank flashlight versus 3 shrouds. So -3 is just failing by 1. All right. That's fine. Oh, and I get Joe Diamond special card, Detective's Intuition. Joe Diamond decked only. Gain 2 resources and heal 1 damage or 1 horror. That's nice. After you draw Detective's Intuition during your turn, reveal it and draw 2 additional cards. I don't need that. I'm going to draw into badness. Okay. I got Perception and Deduction. Same one as always where I get an additional clue, but I got to discard again. I guess I should play some more cards. 6, 8, 9. Okay, I got to discard 1 thing. Let's get rid of the other hand crank flashlight. I mean, I have enough money now where I could play both endurance and sharp rhetoric and have resources left over to actually pay for stuff. I just don't know if it matters in an easy scenario. Okay, we're going to 2 Doom and Noxious Smoke. Test, willpower, or agility. Take 1 damage for each point you fail by out of 3, and I only start with 2 of either of those. Definitely want to boost. Okay. I could do Gather Intel on Local Map for 2 agility. Or I could do Detective's Intuition to do +2, but that heals the damage in a horror. Yeah, let's do this one. So I'm going to discard both of these to raise my agility to 4 over the test of 3, and minus equal to the current act, which is 2. So I do fail by 1, which means cough into the noxious fumes. And yeah, I'm 3 away from death in both places. But I could do the optional dormitory action, the once per game action right now, to heal 1 of each of those. Is it necessary? Probably not. Let's just get that clue and move to the dormitory, or the quad, I think. All right, so I will investigate with Perception this time. Why not? And the hand crank flashlight, of course. That gets me to 7 intelligence, so even the worst token, well, besides an auto fail, yep, we're fine. So I get the clue from the dormitories. I get to draw a card for Perception. I get to draw a card for my once per... I think I forgot to do that a few rounds ago. My once per turn thing. Oh, magnifying glass. Nice. Still the same as always. Scene of the crime is the same as always, where you can get a clue if you played it as your first action. Don't really need any of these, but it's all good. All right, and we're going to advance the second we move over here. So for my second action, let's go to the quad. The quad is the central crossroads of Miskatonic University. Oh, it's got 1 shroud, no clues. During your turn, if there are exactly 1 or 2 investigators in the game, move to a connecting location once per round. Wow, that's great. And I like that they're clearly trying to balance things for investigator counts. A lot of scenarios don't worry about that stuff. Okay, we have escaped the dorms. Let's see what happens. You emerge from the dormitories, lungs bursting into the crisp autumn evening. Looking behind, there is no trace of your pursuer. Yeah, because I wrecked him. You remember your friend planned to consult Miskatonic University's head librarian, Dr. Henry Armitage. He may be able to help you understand what is going on. Search all in-play and all out-of-play areas for the Servant of Flame. You kidding me? Heal all damage from them and set them aside out of play? What the frick, man? Yeah, and the victory area counts as an out-of-play area. Well, great. That's annoying. They gave me a hint that it's better to run. I know I should have... Okay, fine. Gotta kill the guy again. Don't have 2 experience. Stupid. Now I really wish I had healed. Discard all tokens and attachments from your friend's room removed from the game. Put each remaining set-aside location. Okay, there are 3 other ones out into play. All right, so we've got a library and an observatory and a science hall, and all of these are only connected to the quad. All right, there we go. Searching for Dr. Armitage. Your friend had mentioned visiting the head librarian, Dr. Henry Armitage. With more and more strange figures arriving, you must scour the campus for his whereabouts. Okay, at the end of the round, investigators at Orrin Library will spend 3 clues. I've already got 1 to advance as a group. Okay, so I have 1 action left. I'm actually going to use the free once per turn thing to move back to the dormitories, and I'm going to use the once per game action to heal myself 1 and 1. Now that I know that stuff is not nearly as finished as I kind of thought it might be, and I might have to fight that dude again. And I'm up to 8 resources. Might want to actually pay for something next turn. The laboratory assistant. My maximum hand size increased by 2 after you play her. Draw 2 cards. I don't know if I need any of that, but hey, 1 health and 2 sanity might help. Okay, now we're going to 3 doom, and who do we get? Forbidden secrets. If you have no clues, it gains surge, so I draw another card. Otherwise, test 3 intelligence. For each point you fail by, you must either place one of your clues on your location or take 1 horror. Let's not do that. Perception should be enough. That'll get me to 6 intelligence versus 3. And I'll draw a replacement card. Yep, minus 3. We're in Act 3 now. Oop, but I got my generic weakness, Dead Ends. When you search your deck and Dead Ends is among the search cards, draw it, cancel the effects of the search, and shuffle your deck, okay? When the game ends or you are eliminated, if this card is in your hand, you earn 2 fear experience. Oh, okay, so I just got to play it for 5. That's fine. I think that was like Skids O'Toole's original card. All right, so coming to my turn, let's go ahead and play Dead Ends for 5. Get that out of there. And then let's move for my second action. Let's free move. So I need to go to the library, but theoretically last. Let's go to the observatory first. A generous grant from Tillinghast Endeavors has allowed the university to bring the storied observatory back, bigger and better than ever. Okay, only 1 clue, 3 shroud. After you discover 1 more clues at this location, draw 1 card once per round. So sure, for my third action, let's investigate. And I got 5 intelligence with the hand crank flashlight. Oh, or we can fail. Never mind. Oops, I forgot to put the clue there. And I draw through the cracks. Evade with agility. Well, that's probably not going to happen. You get +1 for this evasion. Oh, for each clue you control. Nice. If you succeed, you may disengage from each enemy engaged with you and move to a revealed connecting location. I actually like that quite a bit. All right, we are 1 away from that popping. We got mutated experiment. Okay. I really don't want to take the horror from defeating him. So here, let's do something. First action, I'm going to play Scene of the Crime for 2 of my 4 resources. And I get to get a clue. Would have gotten 2 clues if there were that many because there's an enemy at my location. And it doesn't trigger attacks of opportunity. Oh, darn it. I was going to play Through the Cracks, but I don't have enough money. I'm 1 short. Why did I think I was good? All right, never mind then. I'm not going to play Scene of the Crime. I'll just murder the guy and take the horror, I guess. So first action attack. I don't think I need to boost myself at all. -2, that's fine. 2 damage. Second action attack, he's dead. But I do get another horror. Okay, and then third action, I'll investigate normally with the crank flashlight. Okay, and that gets me the thing, which lets me draw 2 cards, right? Yep. Okay, I got, resilience. I like that one a lot for 3, heck yeah. And I get overzealous. Draw the top card of the encounter deck. That card gains surge. What? Oh, Dead Ends was his unique card. It didn't say, like, Joe Diamond deck only, so I didn't get it. Okay, but this is horrifically bad. So I draw a card, end it as surge. Wild Compulsion. Test 3 willpower. For each point you fail by, you must either discard 1 card at random or lose 1 resource. Oh, well, that's fine. I'll just go for it straight. Oh, I only failed by 1. Discard a card at random is okay. Endurance, it's fine. Okay, and then it has surge. I gotta draw again. Oh, the noxious smoke again. I really don't want to take damage. Willpower 3 or agility 3. Okay. I want to keep that resilience. Let's use detective's intuition and do willpower this time. That boosts it. And we can do the library assistant too. So that boosts it up to 3 with that. So I'm at 5 versus 3. Might be good. Yep, we're fine. That wasn't even my encounter draw. That was just like randomness of terrible weakness. God, that's a bad weakness. I think that was my last action. And now I can draw safely because I know the rest of my deck, which isn't too much bigger. I've been drawing so many cards, does not have any weaknesses. But oh my gosh. All right, we're going into the next phase of things. Cinders fly through the air above Miskatonic University. The wail of a fire alarm resounds across the quad as dozens of frightened students flee the scene. Okay, so you would put fire in the discard pile if they weren't already there. They are. In player order, each investigator tests 3 agility. If you fail, take 1 damage. I think I might just tank that one. Pretty good I did, because that's -3. All right, so I'm back to within 3 of death in both horror and physical strength. Okay, and I think it's the last one. Wild Flames. The campus is ablaze. After Doom is placed on the agenda, the lead investigator draws the topmost card of fire in the encounter discard pile. Okay, and we still got to do this. Oh, finally, Bystander. Doom. If this enemy is defeated, place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. Oh, okay, because he's like going to be hassling me and trying to beat me up. What's wrong with you, dude? Okay, but I can get rid of them with intelligence. Fine. All right, so my first action, let's try to parlay with this guy. -2 is fine. So he just gets discarded. And without adding any doom, my second action, I'll move down to the quad. Then I'll use my free movement. Let's go to the library, right? It's got to have a clue for itself. I mean, one could assume. To take every precaution since the flood, the Orin librarians have cleared out the basement archives and worked to waterproof the building. Okay. Oh, 4 shroud and 1 clue. Fine. And for 2 actions, I can draw 3 cards. Nope. All right. Yeah, as my third action, let's get that thing. So I've got hand crank flashlight to get me to 5. I guess magnifying glass and deduction I probably don't need anymore. So that'll get me to 7, 3 above. Let's try that. And fine. I get to draw a card because, who's this guy? Yeah, this is from Joe's ability. Logan Hastings. He costs 4, 2 health, 1 sanity. Oh, plus 1 strength. And after I defeat an enemy, exhaust him to gain 1 resource. Kind of like a fighting version of that doctor guy from the original game. And yeah, it's going to be the end of the round after I draw and get resources. I'm at 6. And I got lesson learned. Fast play after an enemy attacks you. Discover 1 clue at your location. I remember that's an old one. But let's go ahead and advance. You find Dr. Armitage barricaded in one of Orin Library's lecture halls. Some on campus have been acting strange lately. Your friend among them. But all that can wait. We must confront your pursuer and stop them before the entire campus burns, Dr. Armitage says. I already confronted him. Put the set aside Dr. Henry Armitage's story asset into play under my control. Nice. Does not take up an ally slot. Put the set aside servant of flame enemy into the quad. Of course I do. Place 3 clues on the quad. Lead investigator must search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 copy of fire and draw them. All right, so let's do this one at a time. I get Armitage, plus 1 willpower and plus 1 intelligence. First action you perform each round is not provoked by attacks of opportunity. That's so good. And 3 life, 3 sanity. That's really what's making me happy here. Okay, and then stupid flamey boy is back with 3 clues, but this is a super low shroud. I make the library on fire. And when the investigation phase ends, badness will happen, but that's fine. Oh, but we're going to the mythos phase, putting a doom on wild flames, which means the stupid fire is going on the quad. And it won't bother the servant of flame at all, but it's certainly going to bother me. Now, before we draw our encounter card, let's see what this says. Your fiery nemesis can't be allowed to hurt more innocents. With Dr. Armitage's help, perhaps you can stop them. Okay, so as a free action, I can spend clues to deal damage to the guy. That's pretty cool. And I could just resign as an action. Oh, anywhere. It doesn't even matter where I am. Okay, and if I defeat the guy, I advance. I already defeated him. And yeah, I've only got enough life to tank a hit from him once. But if I also take fire damage, then... Oh, that's right. I've got Henry Armitage now to help me out. I could also play Logan or the Resilience card. So I guess I've got some ways to survive, but I don't have... I wish I had gotten... Oh, no, that's right. I don't have a second copy. I was going to say I wish I had gotten my second copy of Vicious Blow, but this is a dumb starter deck, and there aren't extra copies of cards. Another... Oh, my God. Bystander. I don't know. I don't want to kill him, because then I'll add Doom to the agenda, which will add more flame. All right, first action I'm playing of the turn is to play Logan Hastings for 4. Get me mainly the +1 strength, so I don't have to worry about hitting the guy consistently. Second action, I guess I'll do an intelligence test on the bystander. Okay, he goes away. And then, heck, man. Third action, I don't remember if free triggered abilities count as actions. I don't think they do for attacks of opportunities, right? It's the whole idea of them. This sucks. Okay, so my third action... God, man. I'm going to move here, get engaged by him. I can't attack him yet. And then I'll use, I guess, the free movement to move there. The construction of the West Memorial Science Hall at the northern end of campus is confusing, to say the least. However, students nevertheless are more than happy for the modern facilities and state-of-the-art science equipment. Well, actually, you know what? No, I'm not. Never mind. I have a plan. I'm going to stay here and just tank the fire. Okay, so end of investigation phase. I take 1 direct damage. And yeah, I'd be hurt. Then we go to the enemy phase, and Dr. Armitage gladly volunteers to get walloped by this guy, but he's not dead yet. I got a plan, y'all. I got a plan. Okay, then I get some money. I get a card. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, this is even better than I thought, although I don't think I have enough to play on both. No, I don't. Fast play during your turn. Discover 1 clue to your location, because I'm going to play Scene of the Crime to get some quick damage on the guy. But I can't do both. Okay. All right, we go to 2 Doom, which means something else is on fire. I don't know. The dormitories, I guess. And we get Forbidden Secrets. I have no clue, so it gets Surge. Instead, we get Unspeakable Truths. After you discover 1 or more clues, take 1 horror. All right, that might be okay. Might be okay. Here we go. We're going to murder this guy with some fancy footwork. I'm going to play Scene of the Crime. It's my first action. No attack of opportunity, although I guess Armitage would have prevented it anyway. I get 2 clues because there's an enemy at my location. Now, annoyance, that does trigger Unspeakable Truths, and I don't want to kill either of my guys. But I can then, as a free action, immediately spend those 2 clues to do 2 out of 5 damage to this guy. Yes. And now for my other 2 actions, I just got to hit him twice. Got a chance. Oh, I could have played Lesson Learned to get the other clue when he attacked me. I definitely would have done that. I'm sorry. I know it's cheating. Nah, it's too late. Whatever. I'm on easy mode. It's fine. But yeah, that would have got me the other clue before I had Unspeakable Truths, and then I would have only had to hit him once for the machete to work. Okay, now I'm attacking him with Logan's help and the machete. I'm above by 2. Let's get that 1 more. I'll use Lesson Learned to get to 7. Although, I guess the skull now is -4. Okay, we're okay. So I'll use machete, get him to 1 life left, and now I'm definitely not going to take that -4 chance this time. Let's play Overpower for the second attack, which means I'm 4 above, or a 0. Yay! Get out of here again, you jerk! And that means we get to advance. Your nightmarish pursuer reels back, clutching both hands to their head as if trying to pry their mask off. The sound of sirens in the distance grows louder. Was this like my friend with a mask on? I'm going to predict that it's my friend with a mask on. You turn to see a gaggle of terrified students rush past you. When you turn your attention back to your flaming nemesis, they vanish into the air. Why? Mayhem unfolds as dozens of students work together to fight the raging inferno. Your mind races with a flurry of questions. Who was your pursuer? What did the hooded figure patrolling the campus actually want? And where is your friend? Dr. Armitage places 1 hand on your shoulder, startling you. If we hope to find your friend and their kidnapper, we must leave now. I'll explain everything on the way. Look at the students fighting bravely against the blaze, and then at the head librarian. You could stay and help, but it would cost you precious times. Okay, I record that I defeated the masked pursuer. Choose an investigator to become the bearer of Dr. Henry Armitage. Yep. I earn experience equal to victory, which I think is 3. 2 from the Servant of Flame and from one of the locations I investigated, an extra 1. And 3 bonus. Okay, so 6 experience. Nice. And then I have to stay and fight the fire, or there's no time. Your eyes sting from the acrid smoke as you work hand in hand with the others to quench the hungry flames. You manage to hold the flames at bay until the Arkham Fire Department arrives on the scene. With the situation under control, you hasten to meet up with Dr. Armitage. Okay, so we saved the university. You get 1 bonus experience, so 7. Oh, but 1 physical trauma. Okay. All right, and before we end this, let's level up. So what can I get? Level 0 to 5 Seeker cards, level 0 to 2 Guardian cards, and level 0 to 5 Neutral cards. So let's check these real quick. If I got Counterattack for 1 experience. Play when an enemy attacks, investigate your location before resolving. Cancel the attack and deal 1 damage. Oh, that's good. And an upgraded Bodyguard. It's 3 and 2, which I think is more. And he deals 2 damage when he's defeated. Okay. Then for these, Mysterious Grimoire. During your turn, spend 1 or 2 secrets and exhaust Mysterious Grimoire. Search the top 3 cards, or 6 instead if you spend 2 secrets of your deck for a card and draw it. If 1 or more weaknesses are among the search cards, draw. I got enough draw, I think. Through the cracks. Oh, there's an upgraded version. A +2 to the evasion for each clue to +6. I like that. Studious is a permanent. +1 additional card in your opening hand. Meh. Unbridled Knowledge. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Draw 3. I don't know if I need more card draw again. And finally, to look at the neutral options, we've got Charisma for an extra ally slot. Relic Hunter for an extra accessory slot. Oh, that's it. Jeez. Really not a ton of options. I mean, that's what happens when you're playing a new core set. I think what I'm going to do is 2 Counterattack, upgrade a Bodyguard, get Charisma so that I can have, because Henry Armitage is going to count for my ally slot starting now. It was only during this scenario that he was free. So that way I can have the upgraded Bodyguard or Logan Hastings or somebody else in there. And again, I'm going to go and record Scenario 2 for a Patreon bonus if you want to see the story continued over there. But I'm going to come back here for you all immediately, but for me in a while after I finish everything and give a review of the new core set. So pause for a second and see that. Oh, and I should say for those other playthroughs, I'm going to go in and make my deck a little bit better, like break down those starter decks and have double copies of the best cards, as well as fixing things. And I'll upgrade probably to standard difficulty because, this was a little basic this time. All right, well, I am back a couple of days later, having beaten the campaign. Barely beaten. I got a pretty terrible result in the final scenario, but I did reach an ending. And I want to give some review thoughts on this new core set. So let's hit this from 4 different angles. Angle number 1. How is Arkham Horror the card game as a game? Well, it remains, as I said, one of my top 3 games of all time. It's tons of fun to try out different investigators. Even one core set will give you 5 of them. There's huge variety in the encounters and the campaigns you can play, so much available at this point. But the game can be harsh and punishing, especially at the higher difficulty levels. And if you're a completionist, or if you want to have a lot of varied campaigns to try out, you're talking about spending hundreds of dollars at a minimum. So I'm not recommending it for everyone, but if you want a lifestyle game that is going to reward you a ton, you can't really go wrong with Arkham Horror the card game. Now, second way I'm going to look at this new set is the campaign itself, Brethren of Ash. And what I think of it, it was okay. It is a lot like the original core campaign, Night of the Zealot, in that the first scenario is basically on the rails with very little replay or variation. The second scenario is in some ways identical in that you are running around Arkham locations, basically the same locations, and trying to track down a bunch of characters. I do like this version of the second scenario quite a bit more because it has a lot more narrative stuff where you get to actually talk to the people you interrogate. And then the third scenario is potentially a big boss fight with a massive jump in difficulty. I would say even maybe a higher jump than the original campaign's third scenario. It's not as much of a massive jump in difficulty as something like the Lord of the Rings living card game third scenario in the base box. But overall, it's fine. If you already have the original core set, I don't think you're going to be wowed by this campaign. It is, again, very similar. If you are getting to the game for the first time, I think it's a fine experience. It is fun. It's going to show you what the game can offer. But while there are a few different endings, and there are a few elements that get varied play to play, you're really not going to have too much excitement playing through this more than I would think maybe twice, which means you'll have to wait for them to come out with a new campaign in this new set, or buy one of the old campaigns. Review perspective number 3. How is this new core set if you are just getting into Arkham Horror? I think it's solid. You get a lot of characters. They all seem fine to me. You get 3 scenarios with a decent amount of play. I mean, like I already said, you're going to run out of stuff to do pretty quickly. And it's not like this core set has a low MSRP, so you're going to have to buy more stuff fairly quickly. And you're really looking at, like, to have enough to play, I would say a minimum of probably $200. Not cheap, but, you know, this is a big game with a lot of stuff in it, so that's what you got to expect. Yeah, everything seems nice. They have divider cards, like here's how I have all the stuff from this core box divided up, and it works. So I think it's a nice jumping in point if you've always been curious about Arkham Horror, but were intimidated by all the stuff that was available for it. This is certainly a great new starting point. Now, how about if you're an old veteran Arkham Horror player? Is this set going to excite you? Not at all, I think. Like I already said, the Brethren of Ash campaign is very similar to Night of the Zealot. I mean, don't get me wrong, you are doing slightly different stuff, but I didn't find it exciting. And you get some new investigators, but they're many of them just repeats or slight variations on old investigators. You get some new cards, but a lot of the new cards are either exact reprints of old standbys or minor changes like the machete. So compared to any other set you can buy, basically, this is probably the worst value for a veteran Arkham Horror player. So I do want to give a shout out. I love that they have included these new investigator alternate tokens, so you don't have to use the little cards, and these path tokens to show the connections between locations. Those are great. And here's the thing, if you're a completionist and you want to keep buying into the new campaigns they're going to release, I am 99% sure they're going to use these new base sets and none of the old base sets. They're doing the same thing where, like, you might play a campaign 10 years from now and they'll be like, hey, get out some whippoorwills. So, yeah, you kind of are locked into buying this new core set if you want to get more campaigns. I'll be honest, if they were not going to send me review copies, which they probably are, I would not buy this personally. I would be 100% happy with God, how many campaigns do I have? Like 10 or more now? So I think if you've already bought in hundreds and hundreds of dollars of Arkham, like, you're good. You don't need more of this. But yeah, if you want to keep on buying campaigns, if this is your lifestyle game and you're just going to keep on putting money into it, then get this, because you're going to need it. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget, if you want to see me play through the second scenario, that's all that I ended up doing on camera. You can go check it out on Patreon. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.